Some of Oklahoma's favorite athletes are back in action, Angie. The Thunder season officially began Wednesday, October 28th. So we're going to tell you the new surprises in store for Oklahoma City's NBA fans.
That's right, and we catch up with Sherry Cole and her players.
Plus, a trip to the future, and why wouldn't we have one of those? Big changes are in store for downtown Oklahoma City.
And a popular Tulsa musician visits our studios.
It's all next on NewsOK TV. This is NewsOK TV.
This is NewsOK TV.
Welcome to NewsOK TV. NewsOK.com comes to your living room television. I'm Dave Morris.
And I'm Angie Bruss. We're going to take you around the metro today, from culture to sports to the comfort of your own home.
Well, Angie, it's official. The Thunder's NBA basketball season has started.
That's right, Dave. Oklahoma City's NBA team took to the court Wednesday, October 28th to face the Sacramento Kings. Now, the beginning of a new season meant a new experience for many fans, and I caught up with Dan Mahoney to talk about what fans will be seeing, eating, and wearing. Hey, it's Angie with NewsOK. I am here in the Ford Center at the Thunderstorm here with Dan Mahoney, who is a big part of the Thunder, and he knows all about what's going on. Obviously, the season is getting started. How much fun. This is going to be a great season. Tell us what fans can expect that may be a little different from last year.
Well, the summer went fast, didn't it? We're here for Season 2 of Thunder Basketball. We're thrilled. Our fans have shown a tremendous response. They've showed some great patience waiting for this, but there's a lot of excitement gearing up for Season 2. I think when our fans walk in the Ford Center, they're going to get a new feel. We've had the first couple phases of renovation with a lot more to come for next year. But when you first walk in, you may not notice things right away. You have to get inside the arena, inside the bowl, we call it, where the game will take place, and you'll see the new $4 million scoreboard. It's beautiful. It's got 10 video panels, a whole new watching experience for our fans in every seat in the building. When our Loud City fans get up to the 300 level up top, they're going to notice a more vibrant, bright experience with new lighting, new flooring. All the restrooms are open this year. They've been renovated. They're all open. We know that's important. We have a lot of new food choices in the building at all levels. In addition to the great experience on the court, that our team is just getting better all the time. On the business side and on the entertainment side, we're getting better all the time. We got Rumble back for a full season. He only was here for half the season last year, so we have a whole new batch of Thunder Girls. I mean, everything is bigger and better and continuing to get better. That's our goal. We're never satisfied. We always want to add more pieces and get better all the time.
And we are here in the Thunder store, so tell us what people can get. I mean, from hats to shirts and much, much more. What can people get in here for Thunder gear?
Well, we know people like to thunder up. They like to buy their T-shirts and their hats and their foam fingers and everything else. We have some new items. We have some new jackets, some great new additional items. We're going to have a pregame party, a block party out on Reno Avenue outside the Ford Center. We call it Thunder Alley. The Matt Hoffman Motocross Experience, which is they call it the danger-defying Thunder Globe, which is motocross bikes that's produced by Matt Hoffman, who's a world-famous BMX and motocross racer. And then we will have just a big, giant block party. We'll have a Budweiser beer garden. We'll have interactive games for the kids. It starts at 4 o'clock, and it's just a great experience on game day, opening night, for our fans to come, start the partying early, and get ready for a great night of basketball. We're really looking forward to this season. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, it's not just professional basketball, Angie. It's also college basketball right now.
That's right. That's right. You can't forget about the women. We also caught up with the Sooner women's basketball team this week. Damon Fontenot was in Norman and got a chance to talk to the coach and one of the star players.
Hi, I'm head coach Sherry Cole. Having a word with my star three-point shooter, Whitney Hand. Whitney, what'd you do this summer?
Well, I went to a Colorado training camp for the USA team. And came back and worked on my game a whole lot in Norman and just got ready for the season.
What area do you feel like you improved most on the floor? I know you worked on your game a lot in the gym by yourself and playing pickup. What area do you think you improved the most in?
I think maybe my creativity as a basketball player. I think off the dribble stuff, maybe a little more handling the ball with more of the ball with my hands stuff.
Yeah. So what's your favorite thing about our team so far? 9 practices in.
Just the chemistry, just the unity that we're all so involved and so committed just to be great. And I'm just really excited about that. And the mentality everybody brings every day is just, it's going to be great this year.
If you would say there's one player that's just going to surprise everybody this year, just be the wow surprise factor, who do you think it would be off our team?
I don't know if it would be, well, I would say Amanda, but I don't think she's going to wow anybody. I'm pretty sure everyone thinks she's going to have a great year. But I'm going to say Carly. In fact, that she's done incredible. I mean, the improvement she made this summer and how she's played thus far in practice has been outstanding.
Excellent. So what's your favorite thing about playing for me?
Well, I love the fact that I can relate to you. I feel like we have kind of the same mentality in some ways, and just kind of the stress isn't as there as much because I know you understand what I'm going through and you understand what's going through my mind most of the time. So that really does make me feel more comfortable.
Whitney, you can shoot the ball anytime you want for that.
Thanks.
All right, so practice has just started for them. Obviously, the Thunder's going with their games. But our crews have been all over the city this week, not just with sports.
That's right. Steve Blackmeyer and I did a lot of driving this past week. After the break, Steve gives us a glimpse into the future and how our city will change in the next few years.
Hello, this is Mary. I can help you.
Hi, my grandma wants to know how to record my show.
Press the guide button on the remote.
Abuelita, toca el botón guide.
Now find your show on the screen and press record.
Ahora busca el programa en la
Pantalla.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
NewsOK has a new mobile website, and it works with any internet-enabled cell phone. So you can take NewsOK with you anywhere. View the full articles, look at the photos, all while munching on lunch. And something I'm interested in, videos. Now you can watch NewsOK videos no matter where you roam. Smartphones, choose NewsOK Mobile.
Updated look, easy navigation, videos, NewsOK Mobile. Dial into NewsOK's award-winning content, now on your web-enabled cell phone. NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
Well, welcome back to NewsOK TV. The views of downtown Oklahoma City and Bricktown have changed drastically over the past 10 years.
You're right, Angie. But what will downtown Oklahoma City look like next decade?
I don't know.
Well, the Oklahoman Steve Blackmeyer and I took a tour through the future.
Nice.
All right, Steve, one of the major changes we're going to see downtown and Bricktown and this whole area of Oklahoma City, and perhaps one of the key things that people will notice more than anything else, are the streetscapes. And because when you're driving and walking, you're like enveloped in that situation, in that circumstance.
Yes, I don't think people quite have a grasp as to how dramatic a change we're going to see downtown or how painful it's going to be.
What do you mean by that?
Well, let's start with the change first. Broadway is an excellent example of a streetscape that's been done this last decade. It's known as Automobile Alley, and it received extensive streetscaping, that's the phrase for it, back in the late 1990s. What you're going to see is we've got brick pavers here at each intersection. It looks like a hubcap. Jeff Speck is a consultant, nationally renowned author who came to town about a year ago and started shaking things up with his own report in downtown Oklahoma City. He noted that we have been ranked as one of the least walkable cities in the country.
He had the walkability survey,
yes,
right?
Yes. And he is involved in this current planning process as well. So it's all a matter of just trying to get people out walking, to try to get people enjoying their downtown where you don't feel like you've got to drive 2 blocks to get somewhere.
So let's talk timeline, Steve. When does it get started? Is it already started? And what's the finish line?
Well, I guess the good news, as we're about to face one-way traffic, so we're going to have to turn, right? The good news, Dave, is this is going to be a 2-way street. There will no longer be one-way streets downtown. And you're going to see this throughout downtown. Over the next 2 years, Robinson Avenue is going to be all torn up. Reno will be all torn up. E.K. Gaylord will be all torn up. It is extensive. We're talking about 36 blocks downtown. And I've been asking designers, city officials, no one knows of a city that has tackled this much of their street infrastructure at once. And it will be a headache for downtown visitors, downtown workers.
Hey, when they change streets from one-way to two-way, how big of a deal is that?
That's huge, and it's actually gonna require a re-education of some. You'd think, well, that's great, everyone's gonna know how to get around and all that, but I imagine that old habits will die hard for some folks.
Sure.
The thinking has just totally changed. It's over the last few years, it's been rather radical turnaround for City Hall, and to their credit, they're reinventing how things are done.
Big changes on the way, probably some headaches between now and then, but that's a good thing. All right, we'll stay with your blog to stay informed on all of this.
Sounds good.
There are plenty more from the Oklahoman Steve Blackmar is available at okccentral.com.
Well, there are several more changes that could come to the Metro if voters approve the MAPS 3 plan. The $77 million proposal would include plans for a large downtown park, a new convention center, as well as improvements to the Oklahoma River. Olympic gold medalist Joe Jacoby was in our studios last week to talk about these possible improvements and his unbelievable career on the water. Joe Jacoby can say something most people cannot. He is a United States Olympic gold medalist, and he is with us here today. Now, his sport is whitewater canoe slalom. Is that right?
Whitewater canoe slalom.
I said it right. Good deal. Okay, so yeah, tell us your story. How did you get into canoeing?
Well, I learned to canoe at a summer camp as a kid. It was one of these summer camps that had all the sports there, soccer, gymnastics, basketball. But back, it was a long time ago, kayaking was an activity, and that was the activity that I took to. And I was very lucky. I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area where, like Oklahoma City, there was a river right through the middle of town, and that access to water that opens up opportunities. It opens up opportunities for people and on all levels.
How cool. Now, we actually have here his gold medal. Tell us about this. When did you win this?
So this gold medal was won at the 1992 Olympic Games. It was the first gold medal that America ever won in whitewater canoe slalom, and still to this day, the only gold medal that America has won. Now, I won this in a tandem canoe, which means a canoe with two people in it. So my canoe partner was Scott Strasbaugh, and we had a lot of fun getting to that point. It's a great sport. Even though I'm retired today as an athlete, I still paddle all the time, and this is the great thing about kayaking. It's a sport for life. Yeah. You can keep doing it. But I've taken on also a new role. I'm now the acting executive director of USA Canoe Kayak, which is the federation that oversees competitive canoeing in this country. And I hope to play a small role in bringing a lot more of those gold medals to the U.S. and hopefully one that comes out of Oklahoma City.
I know it. Yeah, tell us what brought you to Oklahoma.
Well, it's MAPS 3. I mean, here's the thing about Oklahoma City that I talk about all the time when I'm not here. So many municipalities, so many cities, they say, I want to be like Chicago, I want to be like New York, I want to be like LA. This city has just figured out how to be different and how to really stand up for its differences and say we're really comfortable with those differences, and that's what makes us special. And I always think that those are the most interesting people, those are the most interesting businesses, and they're the most interesting cities. And so look at the things that are happening here. If you look at that boathouse, the Chesapeake Boathouse, and you look at the influence of rowing and the draw of water, it's so different. And I love talking about that in Oklahoma and when I'm away from here.
Right.
And so that's what brought me here.
Cool.
This MAPS 3 is really important because we have a chance to really increase the lifestyle quotient here exponentially.
Wow. Tell us about that. So what would a whitewater training facility do for our state?
Yeah, well, so let's talk about what that is. What is a whitewater facility? This is actually building a river where one doesn't exist, and that means sculpting a channel, and we build rapids.
Wow.
But what's really neat is, yes, as head of USA Canoe Kayak, we care a lot about the opportunities for elite athletes. I mean, I think we can all relate to those American podium moments, the idea of an Olympic athlete with the flag going up and the national anthem and how we feel when that happens. And you can actually project and imagine what that would be like. There's a young person in the Oklahoma City school system right now that might be that person that can actually have that dream of representing the United States and standing up for the values of Oklahoma City.
Right.
And be that ambassador for there. So that's very realistic. But more importantly, and I really mean that, more importantly, let's talk about what it means to the people that already live here. Kayaking is a wonderful sport to do. It's never been easier to learn. The equipment, the technology, the quality of instruction. This is a great way, kind of that sense of urban adventure and changing your surroundings and doing something that maybe you didn't think that you could do before.
Right.
These are really important resources to us, and I think it's really a part of that American tradition. I think we really expand our horizons when we're around water, and this is just this is right in downtown. Wow. I mean, you can walk, you can ride a bike, you can rollerblade, you can skate.
It's very cool.
It's so connected to everything.
Yeah.
We as the paddle sports community will be active members, participants of the Oklahoma City community.
I love it. I love it. Obviously, Joe Jacoby has a lot of insight on this sport. So if you want to know more information about him and his, obviously his victories, and then also just what he's doing and keep up to date with him, tell us your website.
Well, I'm going to give you two websites. First of all, you can learn more about USA Canoe Kayak at usack.org. And then if I tend to blog and sort of share my life lessons from the river at joejacoby.com, JoeJacobi.com, yeah.
He is very talented and obviously believes in our state.
Lots going on at the Oklahoma River. Well, from Bart Connor to Toby Keith, those are just some examples of the famous and talented Oklahomans we have. Coming up, we talk to one rising star about her start in the music industry.
I look up to you for all the things you do. I hope to be like you someday soon.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
If you're like me, you meet yourself coming and going. I need a way to stay informed that works with my lifestyle. That's what I get with digital delivery of the Oklahoman. It's fast and easy to use. I get all the news from the print edition, plus access to the past 7 days whenever, wherever I want. You can't beat it.
Your newspaper has evolved. Log on to thenewoklahoman.com to try digital delivery completely free for 15 days.
When you're as busy as I am, it's hard to keep up. Digital delivery of the Oklahoman keeps things simple.
NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
Dave, it is game time.
ANG NewsOK is covering OU and OSU football from all the angles.
With photos, videos, live chats, blogs, and text alerts.
From coaches, players, predictions, and analysis.
With the most sports reporters covering the games.
So you'll never miss a thing.
Stay with NewsOK for your team's latest news.
Powered by the Oklahoman. NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
All right, thanks for sticking with NewsOK TV. Now, every week, NewsOK's Tanner Harriet and the Oklahoma's George Lane produce Static, a series featuring local artists.
And this week's segment features a singer and songwriter from Tulsa. It's Fiona Forte. In fact, Forte talks about her start in the music industry at a young age and her hopes of touring next spring.
I'm George Lang, and this is Static. My guest today, Fiona Forte, wrote her first song when she was 2 years old. Now, since then, she's developed a substantial following in Tulsa area clubs. She's branched into acting and appears in Sterling Harjo's latest film, Barking Water, and she's recording her debut album with members of the Red Alert. This is Fiona Forte.
I grew up just writing songs. It's just what I did naturally, and luckily I had really cool parents that noticed that and kind of, they really supported me to do what I wanted to do. I would write just tons of these songs, and I would go and sit in the studio, and the guy would hit record, and I would just keep playing, and he'd even leave and go run errands and stuff and come back, and when I was done, he'd just go and break them all up, and then I'd make a little demo out of it. I wrote songs, and I heard all this stuff in my head, but I couldn't do that on my own, and I couldn't play all these instruments that I could record an album like that, and so I started playing with my good friend Mason Rimmel, who plays drums, and he started playing all these gigs with me, and it gave me a chance to buy an electric guitar and start playing, a little louder and a little heavier. and it really added a lot to what I was hearing in my head. Originally, I wanted to hire on a bunch of musicians just to come play, but after playing with these guys, it actually really changed how I was singing, how I was playing, to the place where, you know, if I would have done this on my own a couple years ago, it would not sound anything like this. The one movie that I was in, Find Me, I was actually singing at one of my really good friends' weddings. Me and the guys, we put together a little jazz band and we're playing at her wedding. And the director came up to me and said, "Hey, I love your voice. Is like, would you consider maybe writing a song for the film?" And I said, "Yeah, that'd be great." And then he sat back and he kind of stared at me for a second. He goes, "Have you ever done any acting?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I've done a little bit when I was a kid." The other one, Barking Water, which actually went on to Sundance, and it's doing a lot of really cool stuff. Sterling Harjo came to me and asked if I wanted to have a song in the film because he had heard I'd Rather Die, the song, and was interested in putting it in the film. And so I went to meet with them to discuss, like, you know, the contract and all that stuff. And I asked him, I said, "Well, you know, I've done a little bit of acting. Do you have any roles, you know, that maybe, you know, just a little cameo thing here or there?" And he said, "It's funny you ask." He's like, "I have one part that you would be perfect for that we have left, and I haven't been able to feel it." He offered me the role, and I drove out to Ponca City, and we filmed it, and I loved it. It was awesome. My options are kind of open right now on what direction I want to take. We're still kind of figuring all that out, but regardless if, you know, we get on a bigger tour or if we sign to a label or anything like that, we will be touring. I mean, I know enough people in different cities that will let us stay and eat for free, so we can. But we do plan on, if not this fall, then hopefully by the spring we'll be doing somewhat of a tour.
So good stuff there from Fiona Forte. You can catch more of Fiona's performances, listen to her music, all available at the Static page at newsok.com.
Now, both George and Tanner have started working on season 2 of Static, and in a future performance, the duo talks to Taddy Porter. Now, from performing art to fine art, Kyle Roberts and I traveled to the IAO Gallery downtown to check a new exhibit called Out of Sight. In this latest display, local artists are using their talents to raise awareness for the visually impaired. Hi, it's Angie with NewsOK. I am here at IAO with Jeff Stokes, who's going to tell us about their new exhibit. And this is exciting. Tell us about this.
This is a neat exhibit. It's called Out of Sight, and it is an exhibit designed to raise awareness about living with visual impairment. And several of the artists who have entered works in the show are visually impaired, as well as one of the jurors who picked the works for the show has macular degeneration and some visual impairment there. So we partnered up with Oklahoma League for the Blind, and all the exhibit materials are done in Braille as well as text, and we've also got a guide by cell tour where you can walk around and hear each of the artists reading their artist statement via cell phone. So it's a guide. Each one you dial a certain number and put in the number of the piece, and you can hear the artist reading their own statement. So it's pretty neat.
That is very cool. You've got paintings, you've got sculptures, even a rocking chair.
That's right.
Tell us about this rocking chair.
Well, the rocking chair is done by Tammy Greenman, and it has audio elements as well as some braille on the handrails, and it's very neat. Everything in the show is touchable, and so it turned out to be an excellent show.
Yeah, that makes it very, very unique, you know, obviously, because usually you go to art galleries and you can't touch. So you're actually encouraged.
That's right. And normally we think of art as being primarily visual experience. And this one we ask the artist to stretch out and try and address all the other senses outside of vision, as well as vision, because most of the pieces are high contrast, so that most people aren't entirely blind, and there's some degree of visual impairment with most people, so they can see some, a lot of Yeah, shapes, real high contrast things.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, so your opening reception is
This Saturday night, October 17th, from 6 to 9 p.m.
And how long will this exhibit be here?
This will be here until November 6th, and the party on Saturday night should be great. Bolero's bringing some food, and we'll have a cellist here playing some music, and so it should be a good party.
Now, does the party cost?
No, it's all free.
So anybody can come out?
That's right, open to the public.
Wow, and obviously this is IAO's new spot. Tell us again the address. 706
West Sheridan. We're about 3 blocks west of the Myriad Gardens, and the street's a little torn up, so some of the finding parking places is a bit challenging, but I hope that doesn't stop anybody from coming.
It's worth it for sure, and obviously this is Historic Film Row, right?
It is, and it's going to be a great spot for us, I think.
Oh, I know it. So come out and see. Obviously, this is going to be running, like you said, the rest of October and into November.
Yeah.
So, and tell us your website.
Our website is www.iaogallery.org, and you should be able to find out more information about other things going on here as well.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And when we return, why the Headless Horseman was spotted in the metro.
If you're like me, you meet yourself coming and going. I need a way to stay informed that works with my lifestyle. That's what I get with digital delivery of the Oklahoman. It's fast and easy to use. I get all the news from the print edition, plus access to the past 7 days whenever, wherever I want. You can't beat it.
Your newspaper has evolved. Log on to thenewoklahoman.com to try digital delivery completely free for 15 days.
When you're as busy as I am, it's hard to keep up. Digital delivery of the Oklahoman keeps things simple.
Hello, this is Mary. I can help you.
Hi, my grandma wants to know how to record my show.
Press the guide button on the remote.
Abuelita, toca el botón guide.
Now find your show on the screen and press record.
Ahora busca el programa en la
pantalla.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
NewsOK has a new mobile website, and it works with any internet-enabled cell phone. So you can take NewsOK with you anywhere. View the full articles, look at the photos, all while munching on lunch, and something I'm interested in, videos. Now you can watch NewsOK videos no matter where you roam. Smartphones, choose NewsOK Mobile.
Updated look, easy navigation, videos, NewsOK Mobile. Dial into NewsOK's award-winning content, now on your web-enabled cell phone. NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
Welcome back to NewsOK TV, and Angie, the Headless Horseman rode again last week. Only instead of riding through the forest of Sleepy Hollow, this ghoulish figure was trotting through the streets of the metro.
And the Oklahoma City Ballet was out to promote their latest show, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. There were 3 performances of the folktale, and a final show took place on the evening of Halloween.
Very cool stuff in the Oklahoma City Ballet. Good to have them back in action and their upcoming performances. Of course, the Nutcracker in December.
Oh, of course. It's great stuff. They always put on a great show.
There you have it. You can catch all of these videos and plenty more on newsok.com.
And we will be back next week with another set of videos. See ya.